be a creative person and still be organized? And does minimalism kick creativity and art out of your life? I've got the answers, so stay tuned. I'm Dara. I help people live a more minimalist lifestyle so they can focus on what matters most without getting overwhelmed along the way. If you're looking for a simpler life, stay tuned for more videos like this one. Sometimes I worry that I'm sending the wrong message. Minimalism doesn't have to be austere. I don't want to give the impression that minimalism means less fun, less spontaneity, less creativity. In fact, I'm a big believer that minimalism is a support system for creativity and an initiator of minimalism. In this video, I'll show you how being more organized is possible for creative types and actually can increase creativity, how minimalism requires creativity and can easily welcome art and other beautiful things into your life. So let's talk about how being more organized is possible for creative types and actually can increase creativity. First of all, everyone organizes differently. There isn't a one-size-fits-all solution for organizing. We all think differently, we all have different needs. And if you are a creative person, you may have noticed that the way you organize is different than the way other people do. But having a perfectly clear desk does not mean that you are organized, and you do not need one to be organized. You need to find a system that works for you. And minimalism is a great framework for that, because the less you have to organize, the easier it is. Minimalism is also about space. Once each item that you own is resting in its own home, with everything neatly organized and your surfaces cleared, for the most part, you have space to expand. Space is where we can create, experience peace, and just use our imaginations. And in this space, we have a perfect spot for letting life happen. And it can happen organically and without too many restrictions. The point of having this newfound space in your home is actually to enjoy your home, to have fun, be creative, expand, and feel like you have room to breathe. But it's important to consider a few potential pitfalls. I've worked with a lot of knitters and quilters, and they tend to have way more material than they'll ever get to. And this typically makes them feel really overwhelmed because it's difficult to organize all of that stuff. And it's also difficult to keep it organized on a daily basis. And it also makes them feel like they're not as accomplished as they really are because they have so many more projects to go, even though it would be impossible to finish all of them. They have so many more to go than they have completed. And typically this is the result of buying rather than doing. So if you are a creative type and you have some sort of craft, certainly you have to take advantage sometimes when you find a material you really want or need, even if you're not immediately able to use it. But think about this from a proportional standpoint. How much do you need to have around you to at any given time create a project? So you're gonna need more than just that one project, but like how much do you actually need around you that you'll ever be able to get to in a human lifetime? So having a lot of material can be tough for creative types, but there are a lot of ways to minimize that using minimalism, organization, and really working with your own personality type, but making sure you're really staying in the present moment and not thinking about too many future projects. So creative people can definitely be organized. Using minimalism will help you gain more space and clarity. And it may not look exactly how it looks for others, as long as it works well for you. And what is gained through the minimalism practice and going through your things and asking these tough questions that minimalism has us ask, this will allow you to expand your creative pursuits. So let's talk about how minimalism actually helps you expand your creativity and will allow you to easily welcome in art and other beautiful things into your home. And maybe you're not a self-identified creative type, but sometimes you like to work that creative muscle. Or maybe you appreciate art and design that other people create and you want that in your home. Minimalism has got you covered. For example, oftentimes we hold on to things because we want that perfect thing in the perfect moment. And what that does is it stops us from using our creative problem-solving muscle. I remember a time that I twisted my ankle and I was living alone and I was on crutches and in one of those funky little boots, and I drank tea and wanted to sit by the couch and eat something, and I realized that there was no way that I could go in the kitchen and get all these things and bring them for me to sit with. So instead of just saying, I have to buy something or hire someone or invite someone over to do this for me, I just used what I had and realized that I could sling like a tote bag over the front of me and arrange certain items in that tote bag in such a way that actually the coffee mug was held up because I liked using a mug instead of a travel cup. And I was basically, through a couple trips, able to bring over all the items that I needed or hang things on my crutch in clever ways. And it was so fun. I thought I would be maybe upset that I was injured, but the truth is we don't have opportunities like that a lot. We don't have opportunities to come up with creative solutions that exercise that muscle because we have all of the potential things we could ever need if we were in any problematic situation. And so while I don't encourage you to twist your ankle, I do encourage you to let go of this idea of the perfect thing at the perfect moment and choose to be creative instead. So again, when you are looking at a bunch of your things and you're deciding whether you need 5 different variations of the same type of item, or looking at something that you rarely use, ask yourself, do you think you could come up with a creative solution in a moment, in a pinch, if you needed to? And really, would that be so bad? Also, don't forget, we all have walls. And if you don't have tons of furniture, because you're a minimalist, that's pushed up against those walls, you probably have some blank space on those walls. You also probably have some artwork or fun things or pictures that are sitting at the bottom of a closet or gathering dust in an attic that hasn't made it onto your walls. That's what they're for, to hang up. So oftentimes we lose sight of the fact that minimalism doesn't mean your walls have to be bare. If you're putting up things that are meaningful and joyous and don't feel overwhelming to you, please do it. Much better than having those things lay around. Now, I'm not saying to run out and buy a bunch of stuff. I'm just saying that if you have things, this is a good time to think about how you want to display them. I was once speaking with somebody on Zoom about a minimalist presentation I was going to do, and the wall behind him was covered in different pieces of art. Like covered, there was barely space in between him, and he said, I feel like this is like not a minimalist space for me to have in the background while talking to you. And I said, do you love all that art? And he said, oh, well, yeah, that's why it's there. And I said, well, then it sounds like it's minimalist to me. Much better that you have it there and you're experiencing it. So whether you consider yourself a creative person or not, minimalism will help enhance your creativity by providing space, time, clarity, and most importantly, openness. Everyone can make sure that they don't miss these little opportunities for creativity every day. For more information about minimalism and making your life easier, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when a new video releases. And if you like this video, click on the thumbs up so I can create more videos for you to enjoy.